can go check out Cali Connection Disc Golf.
Stay connected.
I'm Nikko Locastro, and I'm here with Pavo Stubstad at Hyzer Productions, and we're going to get into King of the Lake final round coverage.
At Tahoe Vista in North Lake Tahoe. King of the Lake is a 3-day, 5-round A-tier tournament, 2 rounds on Friday and Saturday, and 1 final round on Sunday. So far, we've seen 4 out of the 5 epic Tahoe courses, starting with Bijou and Zephyr Cove down in South Lake on Friday, Truckee River and Sierra College on Saturday. And why don't you tell me a little about Tahoe Vista, the final course that we're going to see here?
I believe it's a good finishing course, and it has a variety of shots. I think this course, compared to the others, there's going to be more power accuracy shots where you have to hit a tighter gap and keep it through the tunnel for a longer period of time. And also might be more wooded than some of the other courses. I feel like the gap shots are a little thinner, so it's definitely going to be some accuracy involved on this course, but all the courses in Lake Tahoe involve accuracy. They each have their own variety and character, but I do believe it's a good finishing course.
Yeah, you really do have to hit your lines here. The trees are a lot more full than they are at, say, Sierra. You know, at Sierra College, you're navigating a lot of trunks, but here you're navigating a lot of thicker pine trees, which makes the lines a little harder to hit.
Yeah, there's some good hills and elevation. It really does have a variety of left to right shots and also some nice straight gap shots.
Down and uphill shots. We've got a couple par 4s and 1 par 5. The course is par 58 today, 2 par 4s on the front 9.
Yeah, it's an epic course. It's got some tricky green areas too. You'll see that in the coverage.
Baskets right at the edge of hills and all kinds of tricky stuff.
It's a fun one.
So the 5 players we've got for the lead card in the last round here, as we've been following all along almost, is James Proctor, Nikko Locastro, Shasta Criss, Jere Eshelman, and David Madruga.
Most of the same guys for 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think Jason Herm dropped off and Shasta got on the lead card, but it's been mostly the same lead card the whole tournament, so we got to see a lot of players kind of full tournament performance here.
Definitely.
And with that, we'll get to the coverage.
Yeah, let's get into it. Here we go again. King of the Lake, final round, lead card.
In first place, we've got James Proctor sitting at 41 under from Rohnert Park, California, rating at 1020.
Next, myself, Nikko Locastro at 34 under, rating 1035.
Third place, Jere Eshelman from Penn Valley, rating of 1006, sitting at 29 down.
Shasta Criss, rating 1004, 27 under from Santa Cruz, California.
And finally, tied for fourth place, David Madruga, also 27 under, rating a 993 from Auburn, California. Hole 1 here at Tahoe Vista in the B pin is 324 feet, downhill, nestled between 2 pine trees.
First up, James Proctor, taking his H2 on the Hyzer line. Comes out a little bit left, but
Caught those branches and dropped him
close.
down, yeah, just a little short.
Going for ace run with my beat-in Firebird. Been throwing that one in the bag for a while.
Hit it, baby. Do it!
That was close.
I was really going for it.
I'm gonna get one today, dude.
Going for aces. Next up, Jere Eshelman.
Jere really knows these courses. He lived in Lake Tahoe. He's going to keep that one very close. Pretty simple hole, really, but you just got to make sure you play the wind right when you can hear it ripping like that.
Yeah, the wind was very spontaneous for the 4th and 5th rounds.
Madruga playing it out there wide. Comes in on a really good line.
Skips right behind the basket. Nikko, comebacker for birdie. That's what happens when you ace run. Just left. And James knows he has a comfortable lead, just lays up. There's a little bit of a slope behind that basket. He had a low ceiling as well.
He usually doesn't lay up. I think he knew I was coming on strong today.
Shasta just low. It doesn't look like much of a slope behind the basket here, but that slope you see there actually goes down quite a bit, and it's dirt.
A couple tricky spots on the green.
Yeah. Good birdie from Jere.
Jere with his casual 25-footer.
Jere makes any shot look casual. And a good birdie from Madruga.
Couldn't have missed that ace by much, though.
It was pretty close for Nikko and Madruga. The ace
Trying
runs.
to pick up some shots on Proctor. He was having a really good tournament, and I knew I needed to pick some up early if I had a chance.
Well, James and Nikko, neither of them got that one. A couple of birdies by Jere and David, and we're on to hole 2. In the D pin, 297 feet, uphill, probably plays a little farther than that, but not too far. It's a blind shot off to the right of that V tree you see, the tallest couple of trees out there.
This hole was playing tough with that wind. You could hear it ripping in. There's a couple different options. You could take a wide Hyzer around the tree, or you could try that flex shot up the middle.
It's a pretty protected basket. And there's the straight at it line by Madruga.
That's a good shot.
And a good roll. Proctor.
Looks to be throwing his mid-range here.
I would guess an M4.
Looks like it.
Sneaky.
And he's got a look. Snuck through the branches a little bit. It looks like the wind's picked up a little. A little kick off a tree, but it kept going up the fairway.
It's like Shasta's taking a straight shot. Like it faded a little bit left.
A little left, a little deep, just a little too much power, but right line. Just high, right in the middle.
Thought I was going to make that one. Didn't want to end up short.
Shasta from the bushes behind the basket. Right over the top. Jere straddling out of the Manzanitas.
Had a tough fly.
Yeah, it's always tough putting from a stance like that. Especially getting your putt to hold an Annie like he was trying to do.
Proctor made almost every single one of those in the tournament.
He was
Standstill, 30-footer, right in the heart of the basket. Jere hits a 22-foot tester.
Shorter putts are more testers here with all the weird terrain. You saw Jere had his foot up on a rock there.
Mach 5s have thin chains too, so they could spit out pretty easy.
Shasta just missed weak side there. And Madruga with the tap-in birdie. Shasta with the unfortunate bogey there. 2 birdies, 2 pars, and a bogey. Which brings us to hole 3, one of the toughest holes at Tahoe Vista in any position, really. Right now it's in the B pin, 375 feet, and a lot of trees on this one.
It's a great hole to birdie if you could pull it off.
Madruga going for the sidearm option.
Good save before.
Turn it over a little much. You want that to fade down to the right. Can't really see the basket from here.
Looks like Proctor's going to take his yellow M4 right at it.
Didn't
Tried that thin straight line.
It was starting to turn over just a little bit late in the flight.
It's tough. It's a tough gap right here.
And
Jere just absolutely laces it.
that's the line you want to hit.
About the best drive you could have on the hole.
Jere came down right under the basket, skipped a little past it, in the circle for a 2. And here's a line you don't see too often on this hole. Nikko taking the outside spike Hyzer.
I was trying to take all the trees out of play. If I could throw over the top of them, I always choose to.
That's always a smart play if you've got the power for it.
I remember I tried it in practice, and that was my closest shot, so I thought I'd do it again.
It's a lot less risky than dealing with all the trees up the gut.
I don't really think I was going to be able to match Jere's shot down the middle.
Yeah, you knew at the time Jere's shot was good too.
Shasta threw it straight through the gap. Didn't hit any trees. Shrub at the end.
James, after hitting that tree.
He's going to do a long jump putt layup here.
Nope.
Easy par. Just got a jump putt.
He's just laying up 2. They were both going at it downhill there. Shasta with a little Annie up shot.
Good looking up shot.
Gave it a chance.
That's
Didn't
that
blow
De
too
La
far by.
Viega touch.
Oh yeah. Nikko, long look at a birdie.
I remember I wanted this one bad.
It was solid. That was a weird looking spit out. I remember that one very
I thought
clearly.
I peered it.
And Jere nailing the up the gut line and getting the birdie.
It's an awesome birdie. Sure you're tapping in from 15 feet or so.
James tapping in as well. And we just got a bunch of tap in pars here. Jere got the only birdie on a tough hole. Nikko really deserved the birdie as well, if I do say so.
That's upsetting when you're really focused in and you feel like you threw the right shot. And of course, just not going to let you have it some days.
Yeah, it's worse with some baskets than others. Different depending on putting styles. Spit outs are part of the game. Some are deserved and some are from the most solid putts you could imagine. All part of that mental test. Hole 4B, 363 feet. Very straight shot, very small window.
It's kind of a low screamer. Got to throw the disc hard because it has to get over those rocks. You can't stall out 80 feet. Expect a skip. You got to throw it all the way to the basket if you want to birdie this hole.
And you can't use height to your advantage to get more distance, which is another reason you got to throw hard to get there. Madruga Hyzer's out a little early, but he might have a long look. The wind picked up a little here.
Proctor looked like he threw a fairway driver. Had a good straight line on it.
Yep.
Get backdoor on it.
I was hoping to catch a skip.
Yeah, you don't get many of those in Tahoe. You really got to know the courses, too, to know where you get skips and where you don't.
This is one of the courses I was having trouble figuring out the distance of the hole. I only played it one time in practice. It's a course you'd like to get a few rounds in on.
Really, most of the Tahoe courses you would like to get a few rounds in on. None of them are simple. Good kick for Jere. Upshot was a little wide. Yankee Doodle. Madruga.
So he's about 60 feet. Layup. I feel like I'm 60 feet. Madruga might have been 70.
Jump putt over the log.
That's that one you got a picture of.
I thought that was
ninja jump.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have jump putted from there. I mean, it's jump putt distance, but that log was very close to your lie. James, just low.
One of the few putts he missed inside the circle, all a King of the Lake.
It was a pretty wide straddle stance. Not to make excuses for him, but he did have that tree in his line. Shasta just low on that. He's missed a couple low. A little frustrated.
Jere gets up and down for his par. After birdie in the first couple.
Jere gets the par also.
I'll take another par to start.
This is a tough hole. Holes 3 and 4 are two of the tougher par 3s. You see a lot of pars on these holes.
As you can see, it's one of those courses you can get 4 birdies in a row, 4 pars, maybe even a bogey or 2 if you don't watch out.
Yep. And we've got a par frame there, as we were talking about. In hole 3, Jere was the only one to get it. There's some tough holes here. Hole 5, on the other hand, is very different for Tahoe Vista. It's a shorter par 4 at 615 feet out into the open. Basket has a steep hill behind it, though, as you can see there.
No wind. This hole should be an easy 3 if you got a good long drive, but the wind was ripping. It's kind of tough to make it land in the middle. Jere threw a shot. Wind got a hold of it.
Yeah,
kept it on the right-hand side.
Having
Further away from the basket. You want to be over there on the left so you can have a shorter upshot.
This tee pad is actually very protected from the wind. One thing I can tell you from having played this course a lot of times you don't feel any wind on the tee, and once your disc is out in the open there, the wind catches it, and you don't even know what kind of wind it's going to be.
Madruga put a good rip on it, but it looked like his disc hyzered out pretty far left.
And James wanting
James
to go.
taking no time.
He wanted to go while the wind had died down. As you can see, it's really not ripping now like it was a second
Put a
ago.
good move on it. Should be an easy upshot for him.
Yep.
Maybe with a putter.
And now the wind is ripping again. It was very inconsistent on this
That's a
day.
good 20-mile-an-hour wind. Gust up to 25.
But at times
I
it
throw my
was...
most overstable disc in my bag. To the right.
Yeah, when there is wind on this hole, it is typically a headwind.
Gotta be careful on the upshot here because the basket's right on the corner of a hillside, and if you go 10 feet past, it could be 100 feet down a hill.
And that's a good drive by Shasta, right in line with the basket.
Should have a good angle on his upshot.
And here's Jere off to the right.
Jared's got almost 300 feet from there. Goes with a huge hyzer.
Put a little too much on that and went down that hill behind the basket we were talking about.
Yeah, long left.
I'll go with a stable Firebird upshot.
Oh no, sick. Never mind, skip in.
I knew I threw it a little bit hard, but the wind kept it from going too far away.
That's why you threw the Firebird.
Straight headwind. Gotta count on the stable disc when it gets windy. A little bit
Deep for Shasta.
a
He's
tough upshot.
still going to have a look for a 3. Here's Madruga, way off to the left.
Trigger's got a standstill. He might have had the easiest upshot
Yeah,
all of us.
nice little hyzer.
He advanced the fairway a little bit
I remember-
further than the rest of the card.
We had trouble finding his disc, too. And here, I wasn't paying attention, and that's Proctor's upshot. camera was on.
Madruga's got smooth distance. He throws a lot further than people give him credit for sometimes.
Oh, he does, and it looks very effortless, too, the way he throws. There we saw Jere at the bottom of the hill walk over behind that tree. He's in the middle of the 7th fairway. And here's his 3rd shot. Nails the
Got a
line.
lot of touch.
Damn.
That's a tough upshot to hit right there. And Hyzer uphill, windy.
It's even mid-range from there.
Jere throws a lot of rocks. Shasta just a tiny bit low again. They're all very close. And James for a birdie 3.
James cannon another clutch putt. Not easy to get a stroke on the man. I was really happy with a 3 there, putting out of the shrubs.
Stayed in the basket.
Ran the 2, made the 3.
Nice.
All 3s to start the last round.
And Madruga gets the 3 on that one as well.
He's got to be happy with his 3 after we thought it could have been a lost disc for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Jere saving the 4. Pretty good after being at the bottom of that hill.
That's what I was thinking.
Shasta gets the 4 as well. Couple birdies at the top. Madruga with the other birdie. Jere and Madruga are pretty close for 3rd now.
This next hole is one of the shorter holes on the course. Dead straight putter or mid-range shot.
Downhill, 276, very close indeed, and safe to run.
Yeah,
That
it's got a
hill.
little hill right behind the basket. You can take an aggressive approach.
Get lucky. Oh, yeah.
I lucky.
Real lucky.
Off the
Heart.
pole.
Got a little lucky through the branches on the right.
Trying to ring it.
That's not going to get greasy.
Proctor takes his PA4, understable, flipped on him just a little bit.
Yeah.
For my wizard here, right down the middle. Usually my go-to.
Come on, baby.
Anything under 300 feet.
Yep. Right there.
Count that for a birdie.
Come on.
Too high.
Jere gets a little shooter's touch there, I believe. Shasta going straight at it. Pulls it slightly to the right.
Clipped one of
Kicks
those
forward.
branches.
I think he's got a long putt.
Yep.
About 50 feet.
From in the sagebrush. It's that tricky Tahoe footing.
It's probably standing in the shrubs.
And James for a birdie. Got out there.
Proctor chings it in the middle. Basket just wasn't having it.
That's like one of those putts I was talking about. Sometimes they're perfect. Like yours on 3 also. Jere gets the birdie.
I guess I got lucky there.
I think you did.
I'll take it.
And Nikko's parked. James is going to tap in a 3. Shasta with the par as well. And then last but not least, Madruga. CTP.
Park job. Madruga's shooting a pretty good round so far.
Yeah, he's gotten some of the tougher holes. And he's getting the ones that you got to get too, like 1 and 6. Hole 7C, 687-foot par 4. This is a pretty hard par 4, more hard than 687 would lead you to believe. The basket is up the hill to the right, very protected by trees, and a sloped green where you can get rollaways as well.
Stay over. Stay over longer. Gap it.
It's gonna be a tough upshot from right there. He's still got 400 plus on the side of a hill.
Yeah, what you want to do is try to turn it over before that tree, hit that gap, and get out there as far as you can for your second shot.
I was trying to Hyzer flip disc and it just turned into a roller.
Inconsistent winds out here today.
Swirling a bit.
Wow.
It's way left, but you know...
Jere was wanting the wind to get a hold of that
Yeah.
disc.
Yeah, and you can see the wind died down here for him. I mean, it was literally from one shot to the next. It would go from 15 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour. Very hard to figure out.
Proctor really gets a hold of this one. Throws it on almost perfect line. Peers the gap. Should have an easy upshot.
Yep, that's exactly where you want to be for your second shot.
Still not an easy shot.
It never
But
is with that green.
The distance is a lot easier to get there if you're only 300 compared to 400.
Exactly. Shasta getting high, but, you know, way out there to the left is safe. You can just throw a Hyzer from there, give yourself a long look at a 3, and at least get a 4.
I had next to nothing out of this right side. I was just trying to land in the fairway.
And you're out and in a good spot for your third shot.
Trying to leave myself a chance for par.
It's Shasta off to the left. I'll bet 3s are very rare on this hole, even in the open division. I mean, it's just a tough 1 to 3. You got to throw 2 flawless drives, pretty much. Madruga.
A good shot from his knee.
Yeah, a lot of power on that from a kneeling sidearm shot. And he's in a good spot there. That's kind of at the base of the hill. And here's Jere, never taking a lot of time. Barely caught that
Hardly
one.
keep up with the guy.
And just a little deep at the bottom of the hill. He might have a look. Depends on those trees.
Might be able to throw one in from there. I was liking the sidearm playing into the hillside.
Stay up.
Right there for
Really
a 4.
happy with that one.
And that is a great save after that spot you were in after your drive. A good out and a great upshot. And James, after one of the best drives I've ever witnessed on this hole, sidearm upshot. That is the way to go. You almost never see the backhand upshot on this hole.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yep. Shasta's third, trying to get there for a par. Oh. Not having the luck today. And Jerry's there for a par. And Madruga with a long look at a birdie 3.
Gonna try to throw this one in. Had it on line.
Shasta just wide. And James for a 3.
Proctor makes another putt.
That is a fantastic birdie to get.
Hard to beat a guy that doesn't miss putts.
And Madruga tapping for par. And that spit through the chains.
Baskets were mean today.
They were 7 holes in, and we've seen 3, I
Good
would say,
putts spit out.
undeserved spit outs already. Madruga played that hole very well. Had a look at a 3, and his par putt spit out. That's unfortunate. And Shasta with the bogey as well. Nikko with the tap-in par, which really is not bad. Jere gets the par also. I filmed the final round at King of the Lake last year too, and we saw 0 threes on this hole from the lead card. That's a tough one to get.
I could see that.
Time for an easier hole now. 342, slightly downhill. It's kind of a straight shot with a Hyzer finish.
Hole number 8's one you want to get a birdie look on, but it's easy to go left since you're probably throwing a fairway driver or power in your mid-range.
Sit.
Proctor went pretty aggressive at that one.
Yeah, he's a little
It's
deep.
going to leave him a tough putt. I was going with a fairway driver, hoping that I could play it to the left of the basket.
Come on, baby.
Slow down.
Get in there.
A little deep like Proctor.
I was thinking ace for a second, but I know behind the basket's tough look at it.
You did say you were going for the aces. Jere. Looks like another rock shot.
Looks like he's played the hole about 500 times.
Beautiful drive.
Parks it. Madruga takes a similar line as Jere's. Leaves it out there to the right. Good
Yep.
stable disc. Shasta's really wanting a birdie after that last hole.
Sit down.
That's right there.
Yep.
Got
Pin
a
high.
good chance at birdie from there.
Pin high to the left. That's not a bad spot to be. And James kneeling putt for birdie after going deep.
Proctor continuing to rain putts in. It's kind of weekend the guy was having.
Lucky putt.
Tough to match Proctor.
Good birdie from Shasta.
Connecting for his birdie. Getting one back.
Madruga parked.
Oh, yeah.
Jere even more parked. Four birdies and a par. Hole 9 in the C-pin, 303 feet up at the top of that hill. One of the most unique shots at Tahoe Vista. Very steep hill right before the basket, and an OB parking lot deep left of it.
Yeah, this is a thin gap. You gotta control an understable disc and really get Hyzer flip.
Oh, Yankee
Right
Doodle.
through it all, dude. Every time.
Look at this.
Told you, Annie went to church. Oh my God.
Good looking line, just a little low.
Pretty pure line at it. All three of those shots were solid.
Decent, yeah. I mean, Hyzering out a little bit is better than turning it over too much and getting into those trees on the right of the rocks on the hill, because you got no look from in there.
Yeah, if you got a putt on this one half of the time, be pretty stoked about it. Gotta get past those grabbers.
Well, at least he hit them and dropped instead of going in there. I've been in there on the right. It's not fun to try to get out.
I thought I was close to hitting a good line. A few feet to the right where I wanted.
And Shasta's up there looking at 3. It's always hard to gauge those really steep uphill putts.
Yeah, the OB's behind the basket. I didn't get too aggressive with that one.
That's probably smart.
A good line, just a little bit high.
Jere, a little bit of tricky footing in the rocks maybe, but not too bad. Just low.
He knows he missed one there. Probably would have made it if he got 2 chances.
James off the number plate. A little high.
I'm telling you, it was windy on top of that hill. Especially with these thin baskets, thin chains. Get you a little nervous.
And there you can see that OB parking lot, not too far from the basket. I can't see it anymore. Shasta with the 4. Madruga taps in his par. And everyone else is also doing that. I was surprised to not see any birdies on this. I mean, it's a hard one, but usually somebody gets it.
Had some good looks at it. No one connected.
Yep. It's that steep uphill putt, standing on a slope. OB behind the basket.
Wind.
All of the above. On to the back 9. Hole 10C. Only 273 feet. This is a strange shot. Couple of totally different lines at this one. You can take the spike Hyzer to the right, or the spike and Hyzer to the left, or you can go up the gut right at it as well.
Proctor's going big Hyzer at it.
Now. Come back.
Trying to go over every tree in the fairway.
And there you
Might
see
have
the
landed
basket.
a little bit short.
A little bit short right, but he got over there. Long look, I think.
Yeah.
Jere maybe trying to up the gut line, and
I think he released a little left, but
yeah,
it's getting good results from there.
that's actually better to be that far left and get around that bush than go into it.
I think
Madruga,
Madruga took the right shot.
Spike Annie.
I believe you can crash it into this hole.
Yeah, you really
Yeah,
can.
that's pretty good.
This is the only line I can get close in practice is taking the Anheuser, just trying to crash it into the trees. Hopefully you hit one, stay close to the basket.
It's out there.
That one drifted a little bit right,
But it's there.
about 45 feet.
Yep.
Go through.
Shasta going up the gut.
Shasta trying to go right at the thing.
Just a little off,
It's a
too.
brave line.
That's a very small window to hit.
I get you feeling good if you hit a gap like that.
Tough look with that low ceiling. And Nikko off in the trees.
I'm coming off the side of the hill.
It's good. Wish I'd gotten that one from a better angle. James a little low. He does
About
seem
35 feet.
he does seem to be playing a little more conservatively today for sure. Not as aggressive as he's been in the tournament up until now. Jere misses as well.
Jere had the best drive.
He did. That Spike Annie is a good line. It's more open than the Spike Hyzer.
He hit a good putt as well. A 20-footer, but get a couple shrubs in your line and somehow
yeah.
wind.
Nothing's
They're
clean.
stoked when they stay in.
That is tournament director Dave Polivy right there.
He runs a great tournament. I would suggest trying to play King of the Lake if you haven't played one yet. Some great courses, great competition, and draws in a good crowd.
It does, and it's such a unique style of golf too, with every course being different and a new course for every round. That's not something you get to try at very many tournaments.
You might want to take a vacation and stay there for a few days before the event starts.
Play all the courses
Play
a couple
the
of
courses,
times.
feel prepared.
Hole 11B, 369. Pretty straightforward Hyzer Fairway's open, and the rough is very rough if you get off the fairway on this hole.
It's kind of guarded. This is another one of those holes that you can crash a disc into the trees and have good results, or crash the disc and be stuck behind some trees and shrubs.
Yeah, I should say it's an open fairway, but the basket is definitely protected.
I went with the Hyzer. I felt like I threw it directly at the hole. Just kind of gets caught up in
And that tree,
some of those trees.
that was going at the hole, so that gives you an idea of where it's at.
There's a few trees you got to miss.
You want to cut it real close to that one and just Hyzer right before it for this placement.
Proctor takes his mid-range, little inside Hyzer. Has enough forward penetration. Give him a good look at his deuce.
I remember being surprised when we got up there and he had a good look at it too. That looked
too.
like it was way left.
I guess you got to get more left than we think.
From the tee pad.
Jere looked like he went around the tree I hit.
And that's a good shot by Jere. That is parked.
Very close.
James did go a little left, just not as much as it looked like from the tee.
All of us threw good-looking shots.
Yeah. Yeah, Shasta's there for a look also. Bunch of shrubs and stuff around the basket as always. Tricky little Annie run from behind the tree.
Trying to give it a run, got caught in a tough spot.
Gave it a chance. And Madruga is over there in the same tree that Nikko just threw from behind. A little wedged in there.
It's always something else you could work on in disc golf. I want to practice doing the splits if we're going to play a course like this.
Playing the Tahoe courses will teach you to putt from any and all stances you can imagine.
Absolutely. Learn how to do the drop putt and be putting over a lot of these shrubs. Unfortunately, it looked like the wind was ripping when Shasta went to putt.
James.
Proctor's going to make his deuce after missing the putt on the hole before. Not this time. He's looking around. He's knowing he's got a pretty good tournament going. He's got to hold me off. Trying to get some strokes. I wasn't shanking the Frisbee on this particular day. I just wasn't getting all the looks I wanted to on the front nine.
Couple birdies and 3 pars. Jere pulls a little more ahead of Dave there for third. Hole 12, C264. One of the easier shots at Vista for sure. In any position, really.
Yeah, it's a short enough hole. Most of us will be taking a mid-range or soft fairway driver. Proctor actually goes putter. He likes throwing the Frisbee as hard as possible.
Yeah, he went putter and ran it and went a little deep. Gonna have a little bit of a death putt.
He knew he could ace run it. He still got a lot of strokes.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about being up by 8 or 9 going in the last round. Run a bunch of shots.
He actually hasn't been for the most part. That's one of the first ace runs we've seen from him. I mean, he started the tournament up by laying up on hole 1. He's trying to maintain. And that is a good drive by Jere right there. As you can see, there's a little water there short of the basket. After a heavy winter with more snow melt, that water can be a lot higher.
I took the Wizard straight at it.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
about 20 feet.
That's right there.
Maybe closer.
Tahoe hasn't had a big winter in a few years, but I've seen this water up probably 20 feet from the basket after a heavier winter.
Wow.
Yeah, the little basin here is kind of where all the snowmelt water from the surrounding areas accumulate in the spring.
I'm sure you can see these courses change over time, especially if you live in an area, become familiar with the shots.
Proctor just trying to lay up. That looked like it could have started rolling, actually, if the
He's kind of in between
Shrubbery
running
didn't
it
catch it,
and
yeah.
laying up. Shasta was really into some rough spots in this round.
Madruga, right in the heart.
Proctor's so tall, these little shrubs, nothing to the big guy.
Oh, that's a lot closer than 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm only about 8.
Yeah, easy tap in. Last but not least, Jere. Right there.
Got 1 stroke back on Proctor. He's not giving away more than that. Not on one particular hole anyway.
And a tap in par from Shasta.
Shasta sporting his Paragon apparel. Paragon and DGA, main sponsors.
3 birdies in the middle, a par at the top, and a par at the bottom. Hole 13B, 261.
It's one of my favorite holes on the course. You gotta take a really controlled, tight line. And throw a putter or fairway driver. It's a little bit low ceiling.
Yeah, narrow, but straight ahead.
Do it.
Get in.
Peered it.
Oh,
So close to the ace.
For the pink. Turn it over a little more.
That was you buff there.
Jere following up the near ace.
Jere taking it right down the middle. A little bit right, but he knows the course.
Yeah, that works
He'll
out.
probably get a birdie from there.
As long as you miss that big pine tree, you're fine on either side of it.
Go straight at it with that orange wizard again.
Yep, right there.
We're making this hole look a little easier than it is. Proctor doing his little tricky thing down the left-hand side.
Skips a little deep, though.
Had some heat on it.
He's actually out there by the deepest pin. It's right on that little mound.
He gets a lot of spin on his discs. That power Gorilla Grip.
Shasta.
Shasta's got a lot of touch. He's good on these smooth, straight shots. Plays De La Viega and Santa Cruz a lot, and you gotta have good speed control playing that type of course.
I really do find it fascinating how a player's home course really shapes their strengths
does.
and weaknesses.
It does.
It really does.
You really understand where a player comes from once you play their home course.
Madruga with the rare miss. That's frustrating, going from a near ace to a par.
Yeah, he was making most of his inside the circle putts in this event.
Yeah, almost all weekend he was. Shasta connects.
Gets his birdie. Left a few on the table, but I'm starting to get him back.
And James saves his par there. Jere tapping in for a birdie. And Nikko, CTP this time. No shrubbery in the way of your straddle putt. Got another one on Proctor.
Far and few in between.
Hole 14C, 387, elevated basket up on a stump. Pretty
I was trying to run
high
him down.
stump, too.
Had a few more opportunities this round. Could have happened. This is one of those holes you gotta get through the first set of trees, or else you're gonna have a really tough upshot.
Right in the middle of that crap.
Yep.
It almost
387 and an elevated basket, lots of trees. This is one of the hardest holes.
I was trying to go for deuce, hoping I could pick up 1 or 2 on Proctor. A little too aggressive.
Either side of that tree, I think it would have had a chance at getting there.
Little deflection kept him in the middle.
Couple of kicks there.
A lot of trees to hit.
A little high. Oh,
Should be okay from there. Proctor don't throw many sidearms, but when he does, pretty effective with it.
a
That
little.
was a skip. We got about a 100-foot skip out of that one.
This is a hole that you really just see a lot of pars on. You know, because if you're outside the circle, most people aren't going to try to run a basket that high up, so you just see a lot of layups. I don't know that I've ever witnessed a birdie on this, actually.
I was going for it.
Oh, yeah, it's reachable for sure.
It's an elevated basket, so you're hoping to be within 15 feet on your upshot here.
Yeah, and this
Don't wanna
one
be
is...
too far away on those elevated baskets.
This one's pretty high elevated, too. It's not just a little stump.
It's a nice upshot by Madruga.
Yep, that's what you want.
Proctor, about 80 feet. He's just laying it up.
Yep.
He knows he's no need to birdie this one.
Jere right in the thick of it. Sometimes it's challenging to even get to your lie.
He just wants to get out of there. Getting stuck in the legs and
Shasta for par. Just high.
tough luck.
Barely.
I was only about 20 feet. I was happy with the upshot.
Yeah. James just reaches up and drops it in.
Proctor might actually like those elevated baskets a little bit more than everybody else.
A
Like
little-
eye level with
A
them.
little closer to his height.
I actually prefer jump putting on the higher elevated baskets. I feel like I don't miss low as many times as I do on a regular basket. It reminds me to get it into the chains
Yeah.
up high.
You're looking up at the wider part of the chains.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I got robbed of an ace on that
Yep,
toss.
that was on an ace run for sure.
Straight at it.
That is the guardian tree.
Go with my legacy cannon on this one. Not too far away,
Yeah.
about 25, 28 feet.
Yeah, about there. And Madruga going for the backhand. This is a tricky turnover shot because you want a little bit of turn, but not too much.
I think Madruga threw his ghost there, legacy
Ooh.
ghost.
Good kickback. Good throw too. Good throw too.
Easy too.
No sidearm for James on this one.
Proctor still has yellow M4, pretty good accuracy throughout the event.
It's through that straight.
Over.
Didn't turn over.
About 40. Has to go straight ahead.
That's a good shot by
Kind
Shasta.
of all you want to do on this one. Play slightly to the right, but if you throw the disc straight, you should have a putt.
Oh, yeah. Looked like James was just trying to lay up there.
Thought you didn't have much of a look. It's another one.
Another spit out. 4 this round now. It's not often you see so many of those in the same round.
There are ways to fix the spit outs, and heavier chains in the middle of the basket. It's a good answer.
You gonna finish up, Proctor?
Yes.
James just started walking to the next tee. He forgot to putt out. It's nice of the group to tell him, instead of letting him get penalized for it.
Must be some kind of good luck hat. I'm gonna have to wear one of those next time. King of the Lake. I have to get a hat like that.
Getting near the end here. 3 holes to go.
5 rounds. It was a long tournament.
Yep. Hole 16, little shorty, 159 uphill. A lot of bushes, a lot of rocks, a few trees right before the basket.
Couple guardian trees, but
Open
you
otherwise.
slice through there and have a ace run.
Yep, that's all you want to do. Little Hyzer up the hill,
I bet this is one of the most aced holes on the course.
probably.
Oh, shot good.
Oh,
That's pretty close to the
Yep.
ace.
ace run, a little bit of a roll away. Maybe circle's edge down the hill.
Might be a little closer than that.
Yeah, those uphill putts feel like more. Yep, right there. Simple shot.
Aww.
Little deep for James, not too
Stays
bad.
right there.
Yeah.
About
Saw it
30
take
feet.
off.
Yep. Shasta hit the guardian trees. Real gnarly terrain on this green.
Yeah, some gnarly walks just getting from hole to hole. My fro comes in the screen.
Oh, unusual airball from Proctor.
Honestly, he missed more putts in this round than he did maybe all the other rounds put together. He was really on fire before this round.
Good putt from Madruga.
He was pretty casual out here today. I feel like he had a strong enough lead where maybe he didn't have to try as hard as the
That's
other
what it
days.
seemed like to me. Mentally, his approach this round was very different than previous rounds. Which is probably the smart way to play when you've got a comfortable lead going into the last round. Tap in birdie from Jere. Pars at the top and bottom, birdies in the middle. Little uphill hike to hole 17. Definitely the signature shot here at Tahoe Vista.
It's one of the most amazing views out of all the courses. Zephyr Cove has a few that compete with this view, but it's very beautiful to look out and see that.
This is what you're looking at from the tee pad. Beautiful view of Lake Tahoe.
Nice shot, Pavo.
Why, thank you.
Solid.
Last chance at ace.
Yep.
Interesting little 300-foot downhill shot, narrow fairway, couple of options.
Stick to it.
And Jere, the unfortunate roll away.
I think it's down a little hard for how
Yeah.
short the hole was.
It clipped some trees and looked like it was going to drop by the basket. And
He's
then
played the
rolled.
course more times than me, though, so maybe he was aiming to hit those trees by the basket.
Whoa, did it.
Madruga.
Madruga goes with a Scooby line. Up and over.
And it came down to
pretty
the
neat.
right.
See
Yeah.
it trickling on the right side.
Around the road.
It's one of my favorite shots to play, the Scooby. So much fun. I'm going with another straight wizard here.
Turn. No, sit.
It's because you want the ace.
What'd I say?
Try and talk to it.
Yeah. You're not going to ace with a Scooby usually.
Do something cool. Kick off a tree, that'd be cool.
I was gonna get stable.
James just a little wide and it kicks off to the left.
It's a short hole, but it's still a tight gap.
Oh yeah. That's why you see a lot of the either the Scoobies or the Thumbers on this hole.
It really is kind of tough, though, because
Stay up.
you can't go low, or else you'll hit the shrubs, and if
Yep.
you go too high, it wants to scream past the basket. So maybe it's better to hit those trees.
Yeah, it's tough for being 300 downhill.
Proctor put a good line.
Yeah.
For about 45, 50.
Wasn't timid on that one. Jere after the roll away. Yep. That's all you can do from there.
Jere might have one of the best knee putts in the game.
He's one of the few players you see him get down on a knee sometimes just because that's what he's feeling, even when he has no low ceiling or any other reason to go on a knee. Good birdie from Madruga there.
It's a nice putt.
Shasta connects.
Shasta also gets birdie. See if I can make this one after missing the last one. Get one to go in.
I think it was 15 you missed. 16 you got. And got 17 as well. Proctor taps in a 3.
That's right, hole 15.
Yeah,
Missed
it's,
that
it's
one.
easy to forget about 16. The little
Okay.
feels like a little upshot up the hill. It's almost
That's
like
right.
coming down to the wire here. Last hole. Hole 18, an epic way to finish King of the Lake.
One of the longest holes of the tournament, if not the longest.
Oh, by far the longest.
far.
And the only par 5. We saw a few par 4s at Sierra College and a few par 4s here today. And then now this par 5, over 1,000 feet. Out of the trees, down a long open fairway, past a last set of guardian trees about 900 feet from the tee.
Yeah, even if you're a long thrower, you gotta have 2 full crushes on this one. Looks like we're all waiting on something there.
I think someone was putting on
That's right.
15.
Female cards behind us.
Yeah.
Of course, they got our attention.
And Madruga gets out. Good skip. And that's right in the middle of the fairway.
I think he took a fairway driver there, placement shot. I was going full rip. I let it come out a little bit left. Ended up being okay though.
This is one of the few places you can get skips at Tahoe.
Safe is good.
Good rip by Shasta.
Okay, hung that one out on a really good line. It's probably better to play it on the right hand side so you don't skip left into that stuff you see.
Yeah, that is actually roped
Concrete.
off an OB. If you skip left into those cement pipes, they are OB.
Played a little bit more left than he wanted to. Looks okay.
Yeah, past the pipes. He might have a shipping container in his line a little bit. There's one off there to the left.
Last year.
Proctor.
Letting one go. A little straight. Kicks out.
Straightened out on.
Yeah, kick back into
One
the
of it's
fairway.
not that straight.
Yeah, there's that shipping container. Not too much in his line. And those piles of rocks there are also roped off in OB. Not that that'll be a problem for Jere. He is well past them. And that's a good placement for his third shot to hit that gap right there between the aspens. Great shot. A lot of carry out of that
Puts a
one.
move on it.
Second shot on this hole is really one of the few times in all of King of the Lake that you really just get to let a shot rip at 110%.
To get 2 shots around that corner, to be staring at your third shot around the corner, you got to have some strong arms.
Oh, yeah. There you see the group ahead. Chase Card still putting out on this hole.
It's a little bit windy. I just really want to play it straight out down the road.
Got around those.
Get out there pretty good.
Got around them.
Close to Madruga.
Oh, a little low. Punch through right up against that rock.
Probably be throwing a sidearm out of there.
Jere has the window on the left side of the fairway, or just the hyzer over the top, I suppose. Put too much on that one. That is deep.
Pretty windy.
And you always feel it more on these open holes.
You see the shirt moving, trees blowing.
Good shot from
Pretty good
Shasta.
upshot.
Yep. And you were right. Straddle sidearm out of the bushes.
Come back.
He just wants to make a long putt to finish.
A little too much Hyzer on that one. I don't think he's too worried about it.
Definitely trying to make this one.
Oh,
Oh, I thought I had
close.
it.
I would love to see an eagle on this hole. I don't know that I've seen one.
Would have been an awesome finish.
Drew got a little weak on his upshot there. Jere, long look at a 4. Little high. Jere actually hit a birdie putt from almost the same spot in last year's King of the Lake.
Man, where's my tailwind?
Proctor just over the top.
Oh, I had a headwind, that's fine.
And Madruga for a birdie.
Hell yeah.
Good finish.
Damn the finish. Good putt, Madruga.
Nice putt to finish the event.
And here's James for par and for the win.
Taking care of business out there. James Proctor had a great tournament. Played like a champ out there. Really charging for 5 rounds in a row.
He played a lot of solid golf.
That he did.
Today was a little less exciting than rounds 1 through 4.
I was trying to make it exciting, trying to get some ace runs. But
But you had some
they
close
didn't,
ones.
they didn't fall today. Save them for next year.
And here's Nikko finishing out with a birdie 4.
Finish with a birdie on the par 5.
That wraps it up for King of the Lake. 99 holes in 3 days.
What a tournament. It's an endurance contest out there. 5 courses, not that easy. Fun, good challenge.
Yep.
Can't wait for next time.
A little bit of a gallery there watching on the last hole. And here we see the final results. James Proctor finishes at 46 under. Nikko actually got it down to 4 strokes. I think James had 7 or 8 at the beginning.
Shot one of my better rounds of the tournament.
Yep.
There you see all the results.
And Madruga there shot a 48, which is a 10.54 rated round. He actually had the hot round of the tournament.
It's pretty solid.
And that's it for King of the Lake. James Proctor, 2015 King of the Lake champion. He put together a really solid tournament, and something you might not know, I talked to him a day or two ago because I found out that all 4 rounds that I filmed him, he did not have a single bogey. But he told me that he did have a bogey at Bijou for the first round. He had a 4P on hole 4, which...
Pretty rock solid shooting on those courses.
1 bogey
free.
out of 99 holes, and his bogey was a 4P. He
I think it
kicked
was
into
mostly
the
his
road.
putting. He was pretty successful driving off the tee pad. There were a lot of good upshots as well, but I'd say his putting really kept him in it.
Yeah, you're right. His putting was really solid all tournament. We saw especially for the first 4 rounds, you know, like we mentioned during the commentary in this video, he was putting a little more conservatively, as you should be going into the last round with a 7-stroke lead, but it was just an incredible performance overall.
Yeah, he made a lot of par putts and he gave himself a lot of looks for birdie that he stayed committed to and stayed successful on the putting green.
He
Gotta
did.
say he was pretty rock solid for 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, he was, and you know, I got to give you your props too. You were giving him a run for it right up until round 4. I mean, if anyone wants to go back and watch rounds 1 through 4, Nikko and Proctor were neck and neck till...
We had a battle out there, and I just had one tough round that kind of took me out of the look at first place. It's tough going in the last day, 8 shots behind. The course was capable of producing some bogeys and throwing some strokes out there, but I don't think Proctor was really making it easy.
And thanks again to Tournament Director Dave Polivy for running a fantastic tournament. 5 courses, 3 days, a lot of traveling around with the players. It's got to be tough to keep everything together, and he did a great job. And also hats off to all the players we followed through the 5 rounds here at King of the Lake. Nikko Locastro, James Proctor, Jere Eshelman, Shasta Criss, David Madruga, and Jason Herm we saw in earlier rounds. Everyone had a lot of great shots, a lot of solid golf. And now we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the last round.
All right, let's check it out. Awesome tournament on some great courses. Let's finish it up. Cheers.
First up, David Madruga.
Dave Madruga ripping his Hyzer out there on the first hole. He's feeling it. Got precision aim. Coming in there like a missile.
Skips right behind the chains.
He had a magnet for the basket.
Madruga again, hole 2, starting off strong.
Madruga laces the second hole with his legacy rival. It's one of his favorite discs. He was feeling it.
Fades out right by the basket and rolls even closer.
That's how you shoot a hot round. Shots like that.
And Jere Eshelman, one of my favorite shots to watch from this round.
Jere doing what Jere does best, the red gaps.
Beautiful turnover shot, just starts fading at the end right where he wants. Hits the ground under the basket.
That's a tough hole and he made it look simple.
Right there for a 2. And the first of many dirty spit-outs this round. By far the farthest putt though. See this one in slow motion.
Really
Look how-
leaned out there going for it.
Look at that.
Oh my god, in and out of the
In
basket.
and out. Center, low down,
No.
in the middle.
Why? Alright. Gotta pick it up. Gotta get some birdies here now.
Shasta Criss driving on hole 5. Got some nice turn out of it.
Ripping his drive. Straight ahead.
Fades out, and he is right in line with the basket. Nikko's upshot for eagle on hole 5.
Trying to play the one skip in. Missed by a little bit.
Very little bit, just behind it. Madruga on hole 6.
Throwing it with precision. Straight down the middle.
Hits
Little
right
piece
under
of
it.
tree love and it's close.
And James putting for birdie on hole 6, the same hole. That's second dirty spit out of the day.
Proctor's got that unique style putt.
Look how solid that is.
Very effective.
In
How does that not go in?
99% of cases. Yeah, I know. That hit right in the middle of the pole.
He's a good sport though. He ain't sweating it.
And here he is on the very next hole, hole 7. Birdies are so rare on this one, I had to include the whole sequence.
You think he threw it a little extra hard from that spit out?
Maybe he did. Maybe
He might have.
that spit out
He crushed
motivated
this one.
his birdie.
It
on
might have
hole
been
7.
600 feet.
Well, the hole is 687. I think he's a little farther away than 87 right now. But you see the basket right there. It's probably
500.
yeah,
He probably threw 500 feet
yeah,
into the wind.
yep. Nice little 200-foot sidearm up shot. Right there at the base of the hill.
For a guy that mostly plays tournaments on the West Coast, I'd like to see what he could do when he gets out around the country and around the world. I'd say he'd make a lot of top 10s and probably see him on the leaderboard in some of the major events as well.
You definitely would. I mean, we already saw him in the lead card at Masters Cup this
I've
year.
seen his talent. One of the most talented young athletes in the country right now in the disc golf world.
Up and coming too. His rating has been steadily climbing for the last couple of years.
I
Probably
expect to
before
see
then.
some good things from James in the future.
Jerry Eshelman's drive on hole 8.
It's another guy that's just sneaky good. If you're on the West Coast, you've heard Jerry's name around.
When you see his home course, Penn Valley, which I've covered in other PHP videos, you see why he has such a good finesse
I
game.
think Jere would play really good on the East Coast because a lot of their courses are tight lines, and he could
Yeah,
win
he
some
would.
tournaments over there.
And there was probably Proctor's best putt of the round. From a knee.
He was
Probably-
far, 60,
Oh yeah.
he was over 50 feet on that one.
Happy to make that one. King of the Lake champion in the making.
Jerry's most likely taking his orange beat-in rock here. Nice little lazy Hyzer flip. He's got his discs dialed in.
Another park job by Jerry. I've seen quite a few of them this round.
He's out there playing some casual golf like Jerry does.
And of course, David Madruga on hole 13.
I think if you added up, Madruga probably hit more fairways than any of us this round. Just with shots like that.
Oh yeah.
Tink.
Just kisses the chains. Beautiful drive. Oh yeah, he definitely deserved the hot round for how he played.
He was feeling it alright.
He was real close to catching Jerry for third the whole time, too.
They
He
were
just
having a
couldn't
battle.
quite get there. Yeah, Jerry was playing real well, too. And here's Shasta on the same hole, hole 13.
Shasta showcasing his straight gap talent.
Kicks off the pole. Jerry Eshelman on hole 14.
All these courses at King of the Lake have such beautiful scenery. I'd like to get back up here, play some more golf.
Jerry just kicks off the tree on the ace run line. Fantastic drive. Nikko and Shasta on hole 17.
Look at this.
Both throwing down the gut.
Getting a double angle.
Shasta turns his over a little. Nikko's Hyzer's out a little. But they both hit the gap and they're both down on the road on either side of the basket. Here they are putting for birdie.
We should have done a battle putt, same time.
It almost looks like it.
That should be mandatory. If you can't figure out who's out,
Do it at the same time.
battle putt.
And David Madruga, second shot on hole 18. This is just a textbook controlled distance shot right here. Turns it over, holds.
Madruga was showing he had a lot of gas left in the tank. Probably could have played a whole nother round out here. Throwing a 500-foot shot on the last hole.
Got it around those bushes for a nice little easy up shot for a birdie. And Nikko Locastro, third shot on hole 18. Really going for that eagle.
Trying to end it with a make.
And that was really
Gave
close
it a
to
run.
going in. And here's James Proctor. Putt
James
for the
doing what
win.
James does best. Hit putts in the center of the basket.
Solid finish. Great win for James Proctor.
I think that was Proctor's biggest win of 2015.
It definitely was. And great game from all the other competitors as well.
Oh, they're battling with the guy. Be doing it again next season.
And that's it. And now we'll take a look at the award ceremony, including how the tournament turned out for Pat Brown and Jessica Weiss, who we followed for the first round mixed card at Bijou.
You took off. Thank you. Second place, we have a new King of the Lake Masters champion. Our defending champion, second place, coming in, Pat Brown. Second place, Masters.
You got to thank these guys around this tournament. This is a big event. It's a very grueling event, and definitely for the TDs and everybody just to be out and watch you guys play and not get to play. So I got to thank them for doing that. I got to thank Innova, Grit, Discmania, GDG, Tribaloid and stuff. Keep it in the air, play disc golf, promote. Thanks for spotting for us so much.
Our champion in the Master Division, his first time back, King of the Lake, champion of this division. Started out strong, he never looked back. Mike Loy is even limping less now than he was this morning.
I'd like to thank my caddy, Dan Lynch, for that last round, really helped me out a lot. And my sponsor and all my True Line Customs team. You have True Line!
Our first place Open Women's Champion. We also have a very, very special trophy for her. Queen of the Lake, Jessica Weiss, come on up. Congratulations.
I have to thank all of the volunteers and everybody who helped out with the tournament. I have to thank my caddy Steven for carrying my bag the whole weekend. And I also have to thank Innova Discs, Grip Equipment, Fly Life, SoFly, and Dynamite Discs.
Congratulations. Shot a 311, by the way. Yeah, ninth, that's what I thought. Ninth place. Came all the way from Colombia to play this tournament, just to play King of the Lake. I swear, Nick Long, Nick Long. Here's Nick. Longest traveler. Nah. Eighth place, Bill Kohler. Bill, where is he? Kohler, there he is, buddy. Congratulations. You played great all weekend. It was fun to watch you play. Happy Father's Day again to all the fathers, me included, Scott Meyer included. We're here running your asses around on this Father's Day, just so you know. Seventh place, Shasta, Criss. Nice work, Shasta. Great sportsmanship all week. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, DGA. Steady Ed points if you're playing that series once again. DGA, awesome sponsorship. We really, really, really appreciate it. Sixth place, right? Sixth? Where are we at? Sixth place, Jason Erm. Sixth place, Douglas. Congratulations, great playing. Fifth place, we got another humble person up here on the leaderboard apparently, Criss Watson. Criss, from that grip bag, how many grip bags you gonna have? Good job, Criss. Getting into our lead card guys here, fourth place. These guys were battling it out neck and neck. Really, all these positions were up for grabs pretty much all weekend, and it was really fun to watch. We got Madruga coming in fourth place. Madruga. Congrats, Madruga. I just gotta thank these guys for doing everything they do. There's a lot of behind the scenes that you don't see, so thank these guys. Congratulations to Proctor, killed it. And Jere for pushing me. Nikko, shooting me well out there. Thanks everyone. Gotta thank Trueline Customs and Legacy Discs.
You're badass!
Yeah, I hope all you AMs got a chance to watch some of that action. It was really fun. I hope you guys liked the format this year too on Sunday. Hopefully we moved you through a lot better and everything was a lot smoother. We certainly appreciated it at the very least. With no further ado, third place, King of the Lake, 99 holes, shooting a 267. You've seen him before up here. Jere Eshelman. Just saunter casually like he always does.
That's an excuse.
No, Jere doesn't want to say anything. Big surprise. Just gonna saunter around the course and kick all our asses. That's all he's gotta do. Second place. Happy to have a touring pro here at King of the Lake. Another touring pro. We've had many touring pros over the years. This was his first King of the Lake since I've been TD. Nikko Locastro, second place.
I just want to say this is my first King of the Lake. It's a really awesome place to be. Great courses, great people. It's really awesome to be up in NorCal and getting to play disc golf with the awesome competitors. Got to see a lot of great golf out there. Say NorCal has some of the best players in the world, but no stopping James Proctor. This was his tournament. He is the King of the Lake. He was on fire out there. I got to give him his props. Proctor! Yeah, buddy. Be back next year, give you another battle. Thanks to the TD, he got me into the tournament, helped pull that off, and thank everybody that helped make the courses what they are. They're awesome. Thank you.
With no further ado, I'll introduce you to your 2015 King of the Lake. Right here, first place, Open Division. Good luck keeping up with him. College champion as well, Mr. James Proctor.
First, I got to give a shout out to my dad, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Second, Dave, Tall Mountain Sports for making this tournament possible. Thank you. Shout out to Nikko, battling. I look forward to many more battles with you. I'm sure we'll have a lot in the future.
Never give up, Proctor.
Thank you, Prodigy, Fly Life, Underrated, So Fly, for helping me and encouraging me and growing me into the person that I am today. So thank you guys.
Just a quick example of how humble he really is. He was the one helping me count cards in between the second, third, and fourth 4th rounds. While he's on the top of the card, he's sitting there just hanging out, counting the whole freaking time. True champion, congratulations to all of you for finishing 99 holes. Thank you for coming out. Have an awesome weekend. Drive safe, clean up your garbage, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much.
Ready, Don? You want to start it again, or should I start it?
I kind of like starting it.
Yeah, you switched it up last time. Go for it.
I'm Nikko Locastro, and I'm here with Pavo Stubstad at Hyzer Productions, and we're going to get into round 5 coverage.
It's round 5.
That's for the edits, for sure.
It's round 5. And my hat's off to all the players as well. James Proctor, Nikko Locastro, Shasta Criss, David Madruga, Jere Eshelman, Jason Herm, who we saw earlier. Just a bunch of great players.
Yeah, it was a great tournament. Really brings out a crowd, and also, I don't have anything else to say. Let's just wrap it up.
Okay.
Let me get that out of there, okay.
All right.
Perk up. Stand tall. Look good.
And last but not least, thanks again to Tournament Director Dave Polivy for Take 73.
Stop blowing it, Pavo. We were doing great.
All right, yeah,
until you just keep stumbling around.
This is it. Okay.
This is it, man. This is now or never. Good job. We didn't completely stumble through it like last time.